Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be discussing multi-layered clothing in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So the clothing aspect of Animal Crossing has been a huge feature since the original. In fact, learning you can change your clothes is probably the first thing you discover when playing Animal Crossing for the first time. Especially back in the days when Nook made you wear a uniform. Of course, over the years and through the games, the clothing feature has evolved from adding the ability to design in your own t-shirts to finally wearing trousers and even different hats and accessories. Each new mainline game seems to expand on this feature by either adding new designs and styles or completely redefining what certain clothes can do, like wetsuits for example. And based on the gameplay and artwork we've seen so far, it appears clothing will be expanded on even further in New Horizons. Just by looking at the gameplay, we can see the clothing worn by players already looks much more natural. Shirts and dresses for example flow in the wind and when the player runs, and even the bag accessories appear to have their own physics, making the entire outfit look even more realistic. But there is one aspect of these cool new outfits seen in the game that is definitely new to New Horizons. If you look closely at some characters, we can see examples of players wearing multi-layered clothing. Multi-layered clothing is exactly as it sounds, which is clothes on top of clothes. Previously, the closest we've gotten to this is wearing socks and shoes at the same time, something that was introduced in City Folk and popularised in New Leaf. But now it seems this feature has been taken one step further. Here you can clearly see the player wearing a cool fishing outfit, this time wearing tights instead of socks. Now this is really no big deal because it's just like the shoes and socks thing, although it is a little interesting that we see another item of clothing under a pair of shorts for the first time. So this is possibly the first example we've seen of multi-layered clothing. However, if we take a look at this player, we see a third layer of clothing because this time the player is not only wearing tights or some sort of underlayer under his shorts, he's also wearing socks and shoes. So taking the feet as a point of reference, he has tights, then socks, then shoes on, which is really awesome. Another example is this render which shows the player wearing a piece of clothing under longer shorts. This is also a good example of how tops and dresses now hang over the top of other clothing, which makes for some really cute outfits. Moving on, we have also seen a whole load of overall style dungaree clothing items in both the trailers and the promotional artwork. The first example is this player who's laying down a path in a rather fetching Nook Inc. hard hat. It appears he's wearing overalls or dungarees, but with a long sleeve shirt underneath. So this suggests that you could wear an all-in-one piece of clothing over the top of your shirt. Similarly, on the box art, the player looks to be wearing an office-style shirt underneath her dungarees. There are plenty of other examples including this render which shows off the player wearing a red check shirt underneath her overalls. But possibly my favourite render is this one of the player on the Nook phone, which shows the shoes and socks we've seen in the past, but also a denim style dress over the top of a striped t-shirt. So of course these are just a few examples of multi-layered clothing, and even if the tights under the shorts are a little more convincing than the dungarees over shirts, it really makes me wonder if the players are in fact wearing jackets and coats over the top of other clothing items. But what are your thoughts on this? Will we see even more layered clothing coming to New Horizons, or do you think these tights and dungarees are somehow all-in-one pieces of clothing? Let us know and let's get some discussions going. Anyway, for now that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, you guys rock. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course if you got this far in the video, please comment multi, just to let me know you did, that would be super awesome. And please be sure to include whether or not you like the idea of multi-layered clothing, I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.